Hi and welcome back. Today in Clo3D I want to show you how to make a single pleat for something like these slacks here, these trousers that I'm recreating from the 1930s. And I have a pattern that is mostly tailored but still needs some work on the bottom. Along the waistline here, I have half of the waistband at about 5 inches. And my pattern, you can see here, is about 8 inches. So give or take about 2.5 inches of excess that's gathered. And we're going to take care of that with a pleat for the most part. So to start with, we will use an internal line. And I have it marked out from the pattern here. And I'll go from end to end. And then I will cut and not sew this one. So it's going to separate the two patterns. Let's move this one over for now, and on this one we will add the pleats. Select with the edit pattern tool, and we're gonna offset pattern outline, and I have mine preset here. Let's do 0.8 on that one, so it's a little bigger, and we have 2 offsets. And these dotted lines here we need to unlock, so right click, and if I zoom in you can see it goes from being a dotted line to a straight line. These are not internal lines, however, so we need to grab the trace pattern tool, right click, and trace as internal lines shapes. Okay, so now we have 2 internal lines here. And in this window, we're going to grab the fold tool. And we'll start with this. We're going to fold it inwards. And we're going to try and get all the way around to about close to 0 degrees. You can see my fold angle here. I can change it, and then I will up the strength, and I'll turn on fold rendering. For the body, I have turned off the avatar or just disabled the avatar so I can see inside. And for this one, I'm going to bring it back the other way, and it should be at 360. And I'll increase that fold strength and turn on fold rendering for that one. So you can see, hopefully here, the structure of the pleat, and it's not fully complete yet. I'm going to segment sew temporarily across. And when I simulate, I'll be able to see whether or not the pleat's going to work and if it's the size that I want right away. And if so, that looks good. I'll stop simulation. And in the 2D window, this gets a little bit confusing. You have a baseline that you trace the internal line from. So I'm going to take the baseline, select it, and delete it. So that when I select on this line, now there's only just the pattern outline in the internal line. So same thing, select on the baseline and just hit delete. And you'd be like, nothing happens, but that's just because there is a baseline underneath there that is kind of hanging out and will screw things up for you. So now grab those 2 internal line points, select them both. It's easier if you pull them up from the bottom to do this, and then reposition them right along where it was. Now if you start moving this angle too much, it will get off of the fold. So we want it to stay on the fold, and you can see up close, this is here, and this one is here. I also need to pull this one back down to the pattern edge. So there are both my internal lines in my pleat. Now we need to edit pattern tool and select both of these edges because I want that to be all one pattern piece again. So we will merge them. And then right click on this line, delete line, and there's usually 2 of them I've noticed that show up. And now the pleat kind of eases off here along the rest of the slacks or the trousers, and we have our pleat in place. I'll need to do a little bit more tailoring on this one, but in a moment here when I add in my wool fabric, this will start to look like the original that I was going for. So pretty straightforward, single pleat. You can do this same method and add multiple pleats. It just gives you some control. It's different than using the pleat tool, but now it looks a lot like the original that I was going for, and I'll add some pinstripes. Good luck.